Hello and welcome to another quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix, of another furry vision novel. This one, What It Feels Like, a game about, as I bring up the synopsis, Mylo Russo, an underachiever with the dream of making a name for himself through his songs, has spent the last years of his life chasing a guy who doesn't reciprocate those feelings in the same way. Boy, I know that feeling. Keeping it a secret from his family and friends, he finds himself in a destructive loop. I feel that too. Hoping the sun goes down quicker each day to see him again. That is, until he meets a strange, overtly friendly guy who turns his whole life on its head in an instant. Together, they figure out what it means to love someone, yourself, and even a complete stranger, even if that love isn't real, and learn once and for all what it really feels like. So, before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, it's available free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that make this game, and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to Patreon, where it's $2 a month. Also, if you want to suggest any other games for me to play, then tell me, I'll add it to the random number generator list, and if you want me to play this game, tell me, and I'll give it a point, which will make me weight a bit more heavily than, other stuff. So, gonna reset my face, and check the audio level. It could maybe be a tad lower. Boop. Set face. And start. By pressing the start button. Ooh, I don't like when the game does that, when it puts everything out in front. Text speed, down here. The road ahead of me stretches out in the dark horizon, the sky above me illuminated only by the moon, and the gray cloud surrounding it. The gray crowds. Sometimes my ability to read sucks. Or most of the time it sucks. The street is empty, barren and cold, the chirps of crickets and buzz of streetlights being the only sounds accompanying me. It's all too familiar by now. I don't know how many nights I've walked through this sidewalk. I might even start remembering the cracks of the pavement at this point. I chuckle inwardly. I might know this neighborhood better than he does. Man, it's weird having, actual pictures. I walk to his apartment. The walk to his apartment feels quick, the way it always does these days. I don't think of anything, don't feel anything when I'm walking to it. This game has a weird feeling of dawn course, Maybe it's the indie-esque music? I just know I need to get there, and that's it, nothing else. And I might lower it a bit. Preferences. Oop. I like it when it kisses the yellow, not goes halfway into it, just saying. The man smoking a cigarette sits on a set of stairs that go up to where I'm headed, and when he notices me, he gives me a sort of puzzled look. I don't blame him. At this time of night, who the hell would be having visitors? I don't know, would that be the morning? It's not the first time I've seen him though. He usually hangs around at this hour, normally somewhere less in the way, so this is the first time we've ever really run into each other. I give him a curt nod, and just continue my ascent to the stairs. He's not what I came here for. I don't care for this man. He watches me go up without a word, and eventually just keeps on smoking, and looking out at nothing in particular. I guess I don't look like much of a threat. That's a good thing, I note. I'm just a little bean. The apartment before me reads 7, a number I've been seen pretty much every night for the past 2 months or so. It's not a special number, but to me, it holds the promise of bliss behind it. Is this game 18 plus? Is he going for booty call? Oh yes, it has 18 plus content. Okay. I gave the door one single soft knock, knowing that he'll hear it and come open up in no time. He's expecting me, after all. And, just like clockwork, not 10 seconds ago, by when he's at the door, open it halfway to look at me, his hand still firmly on the doorknob. Heh, knob. It's a bit too dark to see him completely, but it's not hard to know he's here. His tail, tall slim frame, makes a shadow of his already dark apartment, which seems so inviting. Did anyone see you? His voice comes out low and husky, like he usually does, and he utters the same 4 words he always does when he greets me. Did anyone see you? Because it's very important to him. If anyone saw me leave my house, if anyone saw me make my way towards his apartment, I wonder if it ever crosses his mind that no one cares about what I'm doing in the middle of the night, except for the smoker. No one, apparently, except him. No. Answer him almost immediately, and although the man outside comes to mind, I highly doubt he'll be telling anyone at our college that I came to his house to come. Jacob nods, stepping sideways to let me in, and he turns around and makes his way into his apartment. The smell of beer and dirty laundry fill my nose instantly, and although that might not sound very appealing, to me it's exactly what I need. I like the smell of dirty laundry and musk. Every light is off, and it's hard to really make out where everything is, but I'm familiarized enough with the layout I don't bump into anything as I sit down on a small, brown couch. He's in the kitchen, washing his hands, getting yet another beer from the fridge before finally joining me on the couch. He throws himself on it with a huff, keeping about a foot or 2 of distance between us, his left arm spread into the headrest behind me, but not actually touching me. He looks at me for a long moment, his bright yellow eyes reflecting light coming from his window. How was your day? Fine. Not bad. Yours? He just shrugs and takes a swig from his beer. What happened? Nothing particular. Just the coach getting on my ass, if you know what I mean. Ooh. Right. Does his eyes move? It kind of looks like it does. Okay, it was just the one eye. I was like, it doesn't seem like they moved. He looks forward into his apartment, staring at nothing, no doubt thinking about something I can never quite discern. Jacob has always been an enigma to me. Whatever he thinks is something foreign and indecipherable, I've learned to accept this by now. How's the band? This is new. He usually never asks about the band. Oh, it's alright. We're still looking for a guitarist. He chuckles dryly, bringing the bottle back to his lips. Yeah, well, good luck. He doesn't mean that. I'm sure what I just told him makes him happy even. Yeah, thanks. How's your... He interrupts me before I get a chance to finish my sentence by firmly planting his muzzle against mine, kissing me unexpectedly, and pulling me close to him. Although I'm not a fan of when he does this. I think it's a little rude. I let him kiss me anyway, wrapping my arms around him in reciprocation. His tongue slips into my mouth, and the taste of beer and mustard, maybe, envelops my own tongue, but I accept it with open arms. His voice comes out periodically, growling softly into the kiss, as his hand grips the fur on the back of my head, deepening a kiss. We didn't get to talk much today, I think to myself with some disappointment. When he starts kissing me like this, I know it'll lead to something more, and there's no stopping either of us when he gets like that. It would be nice to have a normal moment with him, instead of being a booty call. I wish I didn't feel like that sometimes. I wish our intimacy didn't feel like a haze, like a blur that comes and goes all too quickly. I can feel him touching me. I don't know if I need to censor it. Because, these days YouTube is kind of, totalitarian and stuff like that. But I might just cover the bottom of the screen and, censor stuff. The way his hands run up my body, neatly undressing me, his fingers tracing along my hips. the rumble of his chest when I reciprocate the gesture, the way his heart jumps in his shirt. Against his shirt? The look he gives me and tells me to keep going. I can feel it, every sensation, every lick, bite, and moan. Especially the feel of his fingers when something happens, prepared me for a thing. I didn't think that this game would go straight to it. Actually, kind of reminds me of not great feelings myself, but I guess it do be like that. He wants to do something. Also, I guess I should probably take a picture so I could be like, hey, GameWolf, remember to censor this part. Because, you know, sexy text is something that YouTube doesn't like. There's a heat going through the main character's body when he does a thing. He feels everything, but he's not there. Wait, I feel it all, but I'm not there. Not really anyway. In my mind, when we aren't doing a thing in the middle of a Tuesday night, and we're not some secret that no one has to know about. In my mind, we're far away from this town, touring cities, writing music together, and in the heat of the passion, something happens. Then, and only then, do we do a thing, when emotions are high, and we can't bear to be apart for another second. That's when we do a thing. I wish I had an actual relationship. Life's been hard. Because in my mind, I'm not doing a thing with Jacob's song. Is that his name? I'm making, happy a woo with Jacob's song. Not doing a thing, but making love. Hopefully YouTube will let me say that. So, although I feel his thing happening quicker, and I feel, a thing happen, hearing soft things happening in the apartment, for me, it's an act of passion, not lust. Eventually, he collapses to my side, catching his breath. Then he sighs. That's how I know I did well. He's satisfied. I satisfied him. I did a good job. His arms hug into my waist, and he pulls me close to him, my back pressed against his chest, his breath hitting the top of my head, and I latch onto his arm, hugging it so tightly. I haven't had that before. Actually, I guess I did cuddle a couple of times, but never actually slept with someone, Which is sad. Here it is, the moment I've been waiting for, the aftercare. When he's content and tuckered out from doing a thing is when he shows off affection, when he pulls me into his body and plants soft kisses on my face. This is when the night stops being a blur and all my senses are heightened to infinity. So wait, is this the person that doesn't reciprocate feelings or what? Because I feel like I don't know. I have to remember exactly how this feels. How his fur feels against mine. How his pillow smells like old cologne and something else. Something distinctly him. I have to, because otherwise, what else do I have to latch on to? Anyone can woo with you and make it enjoyable, but not everyone will hold you like this when it's over. No, this is what makes Jacob special. He knows you. Wait, he shows you what love feels like. This is what love feels like. Or this is, or is this? Yeah. I close my eyes and just feel him, all of him, and let myself get lost in this feeling for a bit. In this moment, Jacob loves me, and I'm the one he's holding, and I'm the one who made him feel good. I'm exhausted, even though the uwu is nice. It takes a lot out of me. I'm not nearly as uwu as Jacob is, but I'm happy to give myself to him if I can rest in his arms like this afterwards. Hey, I think you should get going. But I don't get that. Every night, without fail, Jacob will tell me it's time for me to leave, about 30 minutes after having uwu with me. No matter how tired I am, if I'm pretending to be asleep, if I'm actually asleep, he will shake me awake and tell me I need to go. Today, Seems like my time was cut shorter than that. Really? Already? I try my best to sound tired instead of desperate, as if I'm asking not because I want to stay with him, but because I'm just sleepy and don't want to get up. Even though, if I'm honest, both are true. Yeah, gotta get up early tomorrow. I'm sorry. It takes me a minute to finally gather my strength to get up, then another to wash up his very messy bathroom, to wash up in his very messy bathroom, and then another to get fully dressed. It takes me so much time to get here, and so little to leave. When I get out of the bathroom, he's already puffing up his pillow, laying on his side, and holding another flat pillow between his arms. That's why you get a body pillow. I hate seeing that. I hate feeling jealous of a fucking pillow. I don't think I actually submitted that one thing, but I kind of want to do that to that one YouTube thing. Well, I'll be going then. He quietly gets up and leads me towards the door, opening it for me to the brightly lit view of the neighborhood. It's really cold tonight. Not that he cares. Good night, Jacob. He leans against the doorframe and nods, half asleep. Good night, Mylo. And without another word, I exit his apartment, Jacob softly closing the door behind me and locking it before I hear him return to his room. I always stand in front of his apartment after he closes the door for about a minute or so. Couldn't really say why it is that I do this. I don't think of anything. I don't expect him to come back out and let me in. No, I just stand there, looking at the 7 on his door, and wishing I was standing on the other side of it. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's just personal feelings, but it is kind of weird that I play this game that I haven't really heard of, and it's like, oh, I feel emotional. Fuck. I don't know. Anyways, I make my way down the stairs, and see that the man is still there, though his cigarette is all but gone by now. And I was thinking of a game a couple episodes ago where it was like the tribe, and it's like we had a bunch of sex, and the only thing I felt in that was horny. In this one, I'm like, wow, I feel a little sad. Both I'm jealous or envious of this character, but also empathize with him. He notices me walking down, and doesn't exactly make an effort to even pretend to not stare, and I feel my cheeks get hot. Usually, I'm alone for this walk of shame. Tonight, however, it seems like I have an audience. I wordlessly slip past him, not daring to look in his general direction, and once I'm downstairs, I hear his raspy voice speak to me. Also, was he smoking a bunch of them, or like really slowly smoking on one? Good night. I turn around, meet his eyes, speechless. I think maybe he knows what we did. Could he hear us through the walls? Does he think I'm some hooker? I don't really care. I'm too tired for this. Good night. He nods at me and returns his gaze to nothing at all. I tug my jacket a bit tighter against my body and quietly make my way back to where I came from. The moon seems a bit lower than when I came. Ooh. It's cut in half. It's brightly lit on one side and completely dark on the other. I mean, I don't think that changes much over a course of a night. I love the moon. I love the night sky. It means I'm about to see Jacob. But on the walk back home, looking at the moon brings me a little comfort. I've seen Jacob. The night is over, and yet there it is, still shining, as if trying to give me hope. And it always seems to succeed in doing so, because I always come back to him. It gives me something to look forward to. Right now, all I'm looking forward to is tomorrow night, when I see him again. Man, this guy bangs every day? Damn. I mean, I guess they're college students. Can't say it was kind of funny. I was in a college where there was like 4 guys to every girl, because it was like an engineering college and stuff like that. But, and I didn't know I like guys, but went to like part way through, and I was really shy, but it's like, I mean, yeah, I was more horny back then, which was a huge pain when trying to study. Anyways, the loud, incessant buzzing of my phone jolts me awake, my eyes trying hard to open despite how heavy my eyelids feel. I never seem to feel rested these days. Not that it's a surprise to me, but I do miss sleeping more. I grab my phone, pushing the accept call button, and press it to my ear, slurring a half-hearted what into the other line. What? What? Get your ass down here, now. I sit up on bed quickly, ripping the sleep from my eyes, as I hear my best friend's voice, annoyingly mock my own, fr- come from the phone. Shit. That was today? Mylo, you have 5 minutes to come down. We're leaving without you. And I'm not kidding. Okay. I'll be there. Don't leave without me. Hurry up then. She hangs up, and the imaginary timer of 5 minutes starts counting down over my head as I rush to get ready, putting on whatever I can find that smells clean and brushing my teeth as quickly as I can. Yeah, I guess as a college student, you wouldn't have stuff. Like, I don't know. I was I was dysfunctional in college, but like, I remember putting all my clothes into a pile and I wouldn't actually wash them. I would just grab another thing from the pile and put it on, and it was like, boy, it must have smelled bad. But then I was like, oh, there's this thing called doing the laundry, and it makes things smell better and the bed feel better. Hyena. And now I do it every time I'm hungover, which, is less than once a week, unfortunately, sometimes. Or maybe once a week I do stuff if I don't get hungover or drunk. Anyways, running downstairs, I hear my mom call out to me from inside the kitchen. Oh, wow, that would be weird. How do you explain to your parents that you sneak out every night to get fucked? Mylo, are you heading out? Your friends are beeping outside a while ago. Don't say that. Now I feel even worse. Yeah, Mom, I'm going. I'll be back later tonight. Try and get home early if you can. I'm gonna make dinner for us tonight. Sure, Mom. I'm really gonna go now. Text me. Bye. It's weird to see a game where, like, they have actual pictures in the background. Unless this is, like, AI generated, but it's like, what? Everything isn't like some kind of splotchy mosaic? I burst out the door and close it behind me as I run down the porch. Sure enough, there they are, as pissed as I imagined they'd be. You're late. Sorry, I was sleeping. I haven't even finished waking up to them when she loudly announces that to me, and I put my hand to my knees to catch my breath. I know, I'm sorry. I managed to apologize between gasps, and she just rolls her eyes with an exasperated sigh. Yeah, get in. Fuck boy, we have to be there in time, or Arnie isn't gonna let us do anything. She climbs into the passenger seat and crosses her arms, and although I can't see through the car door, I'm positive she's bouncing her leg in annoyance. ... Arnon. Hey, Wyatt. Gives me a polite nod, then turns to get in on the driver's seat. Feeling embarrassed, I just get in the back seat in silence, and once we're all inside, Wyatt turns the car on, and we drive away into the street. Oh, is this the northwest town? I mean, it could be the northeast town, or like coastal. The streets of Ashland seem the same as they always do. To any outsider, maybe this town is really pretty, close to the beach, which is already a plus for more than half the states in this country. But to me, it's the same as it's thing I've seen my whole life. The same shopping district, same libraries and restaurants. Even beaches themselves never change. I don't particularly dislike it here, but I'd rather be somewhere else. I hate monotony. The smell of food snaps me a bit out of the trance, and I notice now that on the seat next to me is a brown paper bag with a familiar logo on it. You guys went to McDonald's? It's weird that they have that name there and it's not like McDonald's. Yep. Is this for me? I'm still thinking whether or not you deserve it. I can hear a smile in her voice, so I know she's not pissed anymore, but I try to put her up anyway. Please, I promise I won't let it happen again. You have full permission to hit me in the head with a bat if I sleep in again. I guess that does sound pretty fun. Alright, fine. Go ahead and eat your McMuffin. You McBitch. You mean McFuckboy. Much obliged. I happily take out the breakfast boiga from the bag and give it a big bite. Ah, fast food. One of the many wonders of the modern era. Why do we have to be there so early anyway? Arnie doesn't open till the afternoon. He said we can hang out the posters in the morning. Something about not when customers seeing us do it. Ah, so dumb. It's not that early. I mean, 8 a.m. is pretty reasonable. Is it? I'm with Mylo. My first class isn't until 11. I could have been asleep right now. Thank you, Wyatt. He smiles at me through the rearview mirror. It's pretty rare when he's on my side and not Lizzie's, so when it happens, it always feels like we have a moment. Trademark pending. Well, we're all awake now, so both of you can't stop whining. Besides, we had breakfast, right? It's not all bad. Can't say I don't agree. There's something about having breakfast outside that just lifts up my mood. And McBreakfast solves everything then, huh? Sure does. I'll take your word for it. They smile at each other, and just like that, our moment is gone, taken over by the irresistible pull of Azzy's or something. Wyatt and Lizzie have been dating for about a year now. Lizzie and I were friends way before they even met, so I always feel closer to her than to him. But lately, it doesn't seem like that's been the case anymore. Ever since they started going out, it feels less like I was the best friend, and more like I was just tagging along with them. Hate that feeling. I mean, I don't feel it too much, but you know. Not that I mind too much, they're always nice to me, and it kind of feels like they're my mom and dad sometimes when we go out together. I don't dislike Wyatt, not by a long shot. He's a great guy, and God knows, he treats Lizzie like a goddess, but I guess I just miss the intimacy Lizzie and I used to have. I'm guessing not sex-wise, but like, you know, closeness. They're talking amongst themselves now about their plans for the day, or what movie they're going to watch later. So in moments like these, where they can only see each other, I just take myself out of the conversation and let them have their moment. After all, no one likes third wheel. Instead, I keep in my own thoughts. About us, the band, and what's to... Fuck, brain, stop thinking, just read. Go and do about it. The Dead End Lovers, a cringy name Lizzie and I thought of in junior year, is the official name of our band. It took some time for us to get it fully formed, but once we met Wyatt and Jacob, it all sort of fell into place, and we started performing in old Artie's bar, out first year of college. Everything was great for a while. I would write our songs along with Wyatt, and we composed them together and perform pretty much every Friday night. That went on for a while until Jacob left the band. It was almost 4 months ago, and ever since then, we haven't been able to find a guitarist. It was manageable at first. I would play the piano, the only instrument I can play, to sort of replace the guitar, but we quickly found out that it wasn't working. Arnie told us himself something about lacking stage presence when I perform with the piano in front of me. So we haven't gotten a gig in a whole month, and obviously now we're desperate. Well, at least I am. As I roll up to Arnie's bar, I'm fully awake with a newfound determination. This is our Hail Mary. If we don't find a guitar soon, Arnie will give our spot to some other band, and when that happens, it'll be tough to get back out there. I don't want to start all over again. Ooh, chicken wings. I don't want to start all over again. I hate starting things over again. So tonight, we'll be holding auditions for a new guitarist here in the bar. Again, for the 4th time. If he can't find one tonight, then I don't know what it will do. We pile out of White's care, and Lizzie hands him a stack of flyers we made a few nights ago. Are you sure you don't want us to go with you? We could help sweet-talk him into letting us put up more flyers. Mylo could offer services. Services? Yeah, I could... Wait. I'm not giving old Arnie a blowjob. Why not? I don't know where he's been. Besides, he's too old for me. Come on, you might have daddy issues. This game seems a lot more sexual than I thought it would be. I thought you liked old guys. I told you I liked one old guy, and he's an actor, so he doesn't count. Mylo isn't sucking anyone's dick. I can sweet-talk the old guy myself. Are you gonna suck his dick? I don't know why I'd offend you. He shakes his head, and without another word, goes into the bar. God, I really hope somebody sucks his dick. Shows up today. Me too. Someone good, preferably. I can't handle another audition of guy who thinks he can play guitar. Also, I might want to also censor that too. Click. How have things been, by the way, with you? Good, I guess. Yeah? Feels like we don't talk much these days. Okay, she doesn't exist because the amount of people that are like, hey, we don't talk much these days, let's talk more, is like, zilch. Like, who the hell does that? I don't know, just kind of this thing where, yeah. No, actually, a couple of days ago, I did go on VR chat, met a couple of people, and they're like, hey, I haven't seen you in a bit. I was like, people that actually, I have bad memory of people, it's like, people that actually remember me and stuff. And there's a human right there. See him? I've noticed too, of course, with the band being on hiatus and her and Wyatt moving in together, it's been a messy couple of months. Yeah, it does. We should hang out sometime. A non-band related outing, us three. I get a little disappointed at the three part. I wonder if she ever considers hanging out with just the two of us anymore. I smile anyway, nodding. Yeah, we should definitely do that. Just say the word, and I'll organize something for us. Oh, maybe you can invite us to your place? Or place. I miss your mom's cooking so much. I'm sure she'd be happy to see you. A little too happy, maybe. Mom adores Lizzie to the point where she kind of ends up comparing me to her. Not unlike she would with Emma. Sometimes I feel like I can never compare to my older sister. We could go to the movies. Oh, or to the shopping district. I heard they're gonna open up a music shop there soon. I thought you said nothing band related. Well, it doesn't have to be band related. We both like music, right? True. I'll get you a triangle. Some really boosts up your musical talent. How sweet. I'll get you a recorder. Shove it up your ass. How crude. You'd like it, I bet. The sound of the bar door opening stops our little banter battle, and out comes Wyatt, with thankfully not a single flyer in hand. So? Tss. We sigh in relief. Sometimes Arnie can be such a hard ass. Thankfully, this wasn't one of those times. Looks like we're all set then. Thank God. You better show up on time, Mylo. I will. Jeez. That's that then. Let's get to class. Yeah, at least we could show up on time for that. A little too on time for my liking. He gives a loud yawn. I swear, I always feel like he has a bass system in his stomach, the way I can feel it when his body rumbles like that. Let's get going then. Wyatt gives a half-hearted, sleepy hooray school, while Lizzie pushes us into the car. I lay down in the back seat. The smell of McDonald's, hash browns, and Wyatt's car stink pressing into my nose. Being awake is so hard. I hate mornings. I hate afternoons too. I wish it was night time already, so I could be a fuckboy. College for me is like that one Bon Jovi song. Always living on a prayer. It's not like I'm dumb, or at least, I'd like to think it's not because of that. Mom says if I really tried, I could, shut up, brain. It could be just as overachieving as Emma is, but of course I don't try. College is just a stepping stone for me, something I have to do, or else Dad will kick me out of the house otherwise. As long as I get okay grades and don't fail a class, I keep on going, being their mediocre child. If anything, I do love keeping the status quo. So in the morning, classes like these, where I'm tired and bored, I just put my head down and escape into my own little daydream. I love to daydream. It's like hallucinating, but you can't control what happens. What's better than that? Don't answer that. Ah, yes, my daily voluntary hallucination, Jacob. Think of him banging me. I don't know how much I have to do this, but it's like, probably should be sure. You think that I daydream of dirty things. Jacob's shirtless, his pecs, his pits, his jingleberries even. And, like, you'd be right, but that's only a quarter of the time. No, in my wildest fantasies, Jacob isn't naked. I see that almost every night after all. He's just here, next to me, holding my hand, making a stupid joke that I'll no doubt laugh to. I want intimacy. Tell me how happy he is, how much he loves me. In my wildest dreams, Jacob's song is mine, just as much as I am his. What would a date with him look like? I think for the millionth time. Would he take me to a festival like he did in freshman year? Just the two of us this time? Would he even kiss me in public? I mean, it's definitely a nice thought, but the chance of that happening seems so slim. After all, he's... in the closet? The sound of books loudly slamming shut and chairs moving wakes me up with a jolt, and I quickly gather my things and get up. Looks like I spaced out for the whole class again. I should stop doing that. I start to make my way towards the door, and I hear our professor clearing his throat loudly. Mr. Russo, could you please stay for a second? Oh God. Actually, I have a class right now. Yeah, I don't care. Stay. I'll talk to whoever you have to in your next class with. Or yeah. He singles out another guy, trying to quickly leave, snapping his fingers at him to get his attention. Hey, you two, Mr. Abernathy? The guy audibly curses under his breath, and apprehensively makes his way towards the desk. Mr. Hopkins sighs and rubs the bridge of his nose with his fingers, and once we're the only ones in the room, he finally looks up to us with mild disappointment. So, you two are Hopkins? The teacher I don't recognize stands in the doorway, frantically motioning him to step out in the hallway. I'll be right there. Please, it's an emergency? The lady urges him on, and with the other heavy sigh that lasts a bit too long, he gets up from his desk. You two stay here. It won't take long. And off he goes to handle whatever situation that lady is in, leaving me and this guy alone in the classroom. I glance at him through the corner of my eye and quickly realize that the stranger isn't a stranger at all. Not really anyway. I've seen him in London classes and on the basketball team. From what I can tell, he seems like the kind of a douche. He's taller than me, but not by too much, and he always seems to have a grin permanently etched in his face. Well, maybe except for now. He notices me looking at him, and, as if reading my mind, his grin comes back, wide and proud. A cocky, full of himself cheetah, he always seems to have people around him. Yeah, it's Abernathy. Is this gonna be the guy? Baxter Abernathy. What a hard ass, huh? He talks, the once rigid posture he had when Mr. Hopkins called for him, disappearing in an instant, replacing it with his cool guy persona that he always seems to put on. Yeah, I guess so. What are you in for? I shove my hands into my back pockets and glance away. I don't want to be rude, but I'm pretty terrible at small talk, which is kind of why I only really have band members as my friends. And why not admit it? Baxter makes me feel a little nervous. He's standing just a bit too close, being a bit too friendly, and I don't think I trust him yet. But it looks like I'm stuck with him, at least for the time being. An awkward silence is a way worse than awkward banter. So, I choose the latter. Not sure. Could be anything, really. I owe him a lot of homework. Yeah, me too. I don't think teachers be like, hey, guys, you owe me homework. No, you'd think they would just give you zeros right there and then. He rubs the back of his neck. Definitely not proud of this. Do you think he's gonna tell us we're failing his class? Gonna fail his class? I shudder. God, I sure hope not. My dad would kill me. Same, except my mom will, not dad. Is your dad not strict? No, he's dead. He looks at me for a moment, almost in amusement. Nah, I just don't really have a dad. Oh. Jeez, way to go, Mylo. You just made this jock trauma dump in 5 seconds flat. That's gonna be a new record. I don't know. That doesn't feel like a trauma dump. That just seems like saying it. Trauma dumping, I feel like, is when, you know, you go quite a bit into the subject or a bit excessive, not being like, yeah, I don't have a dad. Yep, woe is me, father's behavior, boo-hoo, etc., etc. Nah, I'm just playing with you. It's not a big deal. I'm more worried about what the hell I'm gonna do about this class. I inwardly sigh in relief when he changed the subject. He must be good at conversation. I wouldn't have known what to say if I were in his shoes. Well, there's still time, I guess. He just shrugs casually, that smile of his never leaving his face. For such a worried guy, I'm sure he seems carefree. I'm Baxter, by the way. He extends his left hand for me to take in a very friendly way. He isn't what I expect him to be. He actually seems pretty nice, despite looking like a douchey frat boy. I know, oh, wait, have we met before? The game just did that for me. No, but we have a couple of classes together, and I see you in the team sometimes. Yeah, so that's where I know you from. He snaps his fingers loudly, and points at me with a finger guns kind of way. You're the guy who's always sitting on the bleachers during practice. I take an embarrassed step back, feeling my cheeks get hot. Oh, is it because we're watching Jacob? You notice? Oh yeah, I always see you there, hanging around, staring. He grins wider and leans close to me, speaking a bit low now. The cockiness, I'm not too sure I like. Judging by your reaction, I'd say there's a guy you're spying on. Who is it? Is it Tom? What? No, I'm not. Cooper? Leo? Kurt? Oreo. You made that last guy up, didn't you? Oh, I know exactly who it is. It's Jacob, isn't it? Are you two quite done? The sound of Mr. Hopkins entering the room again makes the both of us jump back into our original position. Baxter's cockiness fizzling into the air. He sits back down in his desk in front of us, taking off his glasses to look up at us. That was a weird way of saying that. That look of disapproval still evident on his face. So, you two, I'm pretty sure you have an idea why I called you boys here. I glance at Baxter, and he side-eyes me back. Yeah, I think we know why. Would you two like to explain what's going on with your assignments? He turns to me first, expectantly, waiting for a response. My palms started to get sweaty, mom's spaghetti, and the nervousness I was feeling when he called my name the first time comes back to me tenfold. Well, Mr. Hopkins, there's a reasonable explanation for this. Which is? Listen, Mr. Russo, I'm well aware that you have your own little projects going. You think I haven't noticed you writing songs in my class. For that little band of yours, you always seem full of energy at night when you're playing in a bar. He's been in a bar? You seen us play? So if you tell me you've been busy, I just won't believe you. I'd rather just tell me outright that you haven't cared enough to do your assignments. It's not that I don't care, Mr. Hopkins. I've just been busy being a fuckboy. I mean, with other things. Oh, I'm sure. He turns away from me and points at Baxter now. And you, Abernathy? Well, you know I've got basketball practice, and I have to do student work here, since I've got the partial scholarship and all. I've just got a lot going on, sir. I promise I'll get everything done, though. Suave. Did you think all of those excuses just now? So, you haven't done your assignments because you play basketball and work in the library 3 times a week? Yes? Hopkins lets out another drawn-out sigh. Look, I'll be perfectly honest with the two of you. If things keep up like this, you're failing this class. I don't know what personal things you guys have going on, but I don't think either of you can afford to fail my class, especially you, Abernathy. So, I'm giving you guys an option. He sits back on his chair, staring at us, and I half expect him to spin around and start evil monologuing, but no, he just goes on. I'm sure the two of you know the business of the fair we host every year, and I'm sure you know that it's a month from now. Usually, I have a representative from my class, but I haven't had the time to pick and choose lately. So, lucky me, I've got my representatives standing right in front of me. Bax and I give each other a look of horror when we turn to look back at Hopkins. He's only smiling wider. This is, of course, non-negotiable. If you two want to pass this class, that is. Mr. Hopkins, I mean, come on. You're two worst students representing you in the business fair? We don't know shit. No offense, Baxter. Oh, no, none taken. I definitely don't know shit. Then you better start studying now. If you embarrass me at the fair, I'll fail you either way. But we'll do it. Huh? Baxter places a reassuring hand on my shoulder, nodding at Mr. Hopkins with a look of fierce determination. Good. I'll be keeping a close eye on the two of you then. Students start to pile in the classroom, and Hopkins waves us dismissively. Go. Get out. Don't be late for your other class. We might continue on just a bit more, even though we're a bit under time. I mean, we're in the, ballpark or so. Baxter nods and leads me by the shoulder. We both make our way out of the classroom and into the hallway. We stand there for a second, a little dumbfounded at our new grand task. Then finally, Baxter let out a weird noise that might be a sigh or a cry of pain. Well, fuck. Some mess we got ourselves into. Yeah, it's our own fault, though. What are we gonna do? I bury my face in my hands. Not that this is the worst case scenario, but it's a pretty bad situation either way. Hey, it could be worse. He could have made us write a 50-page essay or something. I always hated those things where it's like, we need you to write a topic. It needs to be this long. It's like, but I'm like, I've got all the words, everything I need to say. Why does it need to be lengthwise? It should be content-wise. Like, if you're talking about communism in an American sense, like, instead of communism bad, it's like communism is really bad. Really, 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 really bad. I took that joke from a Simpsons thing. I think I would have preferred that over a presentation. Oh, come on. It'll be fun. I glare at them through my fingers. Okay, maybe not fun, but it's definitely doable. It's not that bad if you really think about it. I guess. Yeah, don't you worry about it. He rummaged through his pockets for a second, then whips out his phone, unlocking it and handing it to me. Here. You're giving me your phone? He grins. Yes, Russo, I'm giving you my phone. I'm obviously asking for your number. Oh, right. Embarrassed, I quickly start to type my phone number into his phone. Man, I really do have to start getting more sleep soon. My brain's starting to get kind of foggy. That's because you're being a fuckboy. Here. He takes it, but then he checks the name. His smile morphs to a look of confusion. Mylo? Yeah, that's my name. You don't really look like a Mylo. What's that supposed to mean? Mylo just sounds kind of nerdy. You don't give me that vibe. More like a fuckboy vibe. Thank you? I'll just save you as Russo. I watch as he erases my name from his phone and retypes it as Russo, except he puts like 8 extra S's on it. I'll text you later then. Can't wait. He smiles again. I wonder if we'll get used to the way he looks at me. Hey, off topic, but is what he says true? Are you in a band? Oh, yeah, it is, but we haven't played in a really long time. Like a week, which for us kids is a long time. Yeah? Why is that? Well, we're kind of missing a guitarist, so it's just not the same, I guess. Sorry, I had to cough. I guess I could have just done that. That makes sense. It's pretty cool. You write songs, though. Oh, yeah. Thanks. I feel my cheeks get hot when he says this. In truth, no one really knows about my songwriting. At least, I don't really talk about it. So whenever somebody mentions it, I get pretty self-conscious. It's not like I'm partially good at it. So what do you... Oh, hey, I gotta go, but talk to you later, okay? He gives me another pat on the shoulder and jogs down the hallway, catching up to a girl I don't recognize and making conversation with her. He's straight! What? I see him go, watching as he turns on the charm of his for just as quickly as he did for me. I guess that really is just the kind of person he is. And now I'm stuck with him for way longer than I thought I would be. Oh boy, I wonder if I can handle it. Can he handle his dick? Fuckboy? Now, we are definitely within that margin of error for, calling it. Sorry if it might be a bit, quick. I wonder how many gallery things are. Are there sex galleries? There are a bunch of things. But anyways, yeah, I think that's a good time to call it. We've met the people. Let's see, going through that list. Yeah, it seems like, there'll be fuckboy here. Or, that guy. The only character I see on this thing that isn't on here is Mom. Would. But anyways, that's gonna be the end of this quick look. So, please comment, guys. I like comments, if you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and likes it grow, then please like, subscribe, and share the video step and grow. Please remember to spay near your ammo step, control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the person that's making it and or get the news version earlier, then you can go to their Patreon, where it's $2 a month. It looks like there's 2 other characters here, but that could be an earlier version, I think. Because one guy kind of looks the same. No, that's Jacob, and that other guy's Baxter? I don't know. And yeah, if you want me to play this game, tell me, and I'll give it a point, which will give it a bit more weight. A little bit more weight. I mean, I'd have to actually look at the thing, because one of my slots is like, unraveling, which didn't get any points. That's being sad. I should put, Far Beyond the World got 6 points? Lost Shards got 5 points. Yeah, that's why I'm doing that. Yeah, I need to maybe set one of these slots to the highest that people put. Maybe the smoke room. That would be a good way to do it. Have like 1 day or 2 slots where it's whatever people put the most votes on. So we both get our things. Granted, I've been doing some things. Tyleo got so many videos. Seriously, brah. Ty's route is so long. Anyways, since that's the end of this one, let's see what the random number generator of Destiny says we're gonna do next. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should probably get more of these things. Though at least it lets me go through all of them, you know? Random number generator. Okay, I said 4, but then it had 4 there, so let's see. 4. Its next is uno. So, turn this off right here, so it doesn't go to Steam. Close you. And then open the next one. Oh, I'm so glad I thought of this because it shows you a little bit of it, but then, you know, also lets me, instead of having to go, what was the one we were doing last time? I get to be like, oh, hey, I just look at, you know, the main title screen. It's in, I think that's Korean? Chinese, and maybe a different type of Chinese. Back Alley Arcane Shop. Okay, might turn this down just a smidge. I don't know why the frames seem to be, like, absolute shite at the moment. I don't know, maybe it's one of those weird things like when you play, RoboCop, and for some reason it has shite things. Let's see, what is it called? Arcane Shop? Or Back Alley Arcane Shop? Okay, Back Alley. Okay, I guess I might have not saved that in favorites. Arcane Shop. Which is just called Arcane Shop. Yeah, I didn't save it into that thing. Okay, so the synopsis. Oh, you can get it for free on itch.io. Synopsis. Back Alley Arcane Shop is a fantasy world based furry gay romance visual novel. You become the protagonist, of course. Well, I guess you don't always have to be the protagonist. Who runs an arcade shop in the back alley. And you will meet 4 furries. Discover the fate of and future of the arcade shop with your partner. So it's available free on itch.io, but if you want to support them, they have a Patreon. And the latest build available for download for $5 a month, though they do have a pay annually for 10% off, whatever number that would be. Hyena, and they have a bear, a twiga, a wolf probably, maybe a fox. No, that might be your character. Okay, it's kind of funny that they have a bunch of these screens, like, blackened out for the previews, but then one of them just has, you know, a butthole and a slit. Because, you know, dragon. You know? Anyways, until next time. Again, it's kind of weird playing that previous game, what it feels like, and it, I don't know, it seemed like Dawn chorusy in a way, but then suddenly it's like, oh hey, you immediately bang. Though, I don't know, it made me feel feelings. Actually, I should probably do this at the end of these things where I'm like, how do I feel about it? It's like, yeah, I feel feelings. Not good feelings. Makes me think about my life too much. I don't like thinking about it. That's why I like making videos, because I don't have to think too much when making videos. Yeah, I sound depressed. Well, granted, I am depressed, or was. I feel better now than I was a couple weeks ago, but still was like, eh. Anyways, enough about that. I'm gonna make some lunch and have a protein shake. So, thanks and see ya.